It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on Tuesday. Man, it's amazing how quickly time is flying by, because here we are, 1 week out from the election, which we've been talking about forever.
Yeah.
And the same week that we hit November. It's already going to be November. It's crazy.
It's wild.
I don't
Yeah,
know how it
it
happens
is.
fast, but it does. Here we go. Another year.
Time flies when you're having
Yeah,
fun.
I digress. Let's do news.
As you know by now, because we've mentioned it a couple times, fire danger is still very high. Yesterday, crews in Lawrence County spent hours knocking down a few wildfires that sparked. I don't know if you were outside yesterday, but the windy conditions did not make that job easy. I rode my bike yesterday, and it was insanely windy. I mean, I can't even imagine trying to fight a fire. One of the ones in Lawrence County burned 100 acres. The local sheriff there, Brad DeLay, says that at one point those flames were as high as a power line on the property. So the landowner says that's about a $25,000 loss.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, don't forget that on Halloween night, which is Thursday, strangely enough, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley and his challenger Lucas Kunce will square off in a debate, a televised debate. It is the only one that is televised, I do believe. It will air at 7 o'clock on Springfield's KRBK. That's the local Fox at 7 p.m. The actual setup is in St. Louis, by the way, but Nexstar owned stations are airing that across the state. So tune in 7 o'clock. If you're trick-or-treating, I think the next day you might be able to see some of it online, some highlights, but that is a 1-hour debate on Halloween night.
Yeah, it's been a little odd political season because there haven't been as many debates of different candidates on different things like we normally see. Yeah, I think.
I'm trying to think about
Governor.
this. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like typically
Yeah,
there are
you're
more from every different kind of office. What are you going to do about it? It's the election is Tuesday, whether you want it to be or not.
I will tell you this part. A lot of people apparently are not reading the ballot before they go in because, I mean, I've done that before, right? You walk in, you feel like I can read this ballot.
Not on this one.
Not on this one. And
Yeah,
a friend of mine was voting over the weekend, and she said that people were happily standing in line. Like nobody was really losing their temper. But the issue was that it was taking people so long to get through the ballot, which meant that they had not read it in advance. Because otherwise, by now, you would know how you're voting on what issue and kind of the language of it. So just be advised.
Well, you can go lots of places, including, I think, the county clerk's office to get sample ballots.
Yeah.
Print out your sample ballot, fill it out in advance. So then when you go in, you just check, fill in all the squares,
right,
and then you're out quickly. So I need to do that because there's a lot of questions this time around, and you want to make sure.
I've already gone through all of them, so you can just hit your wife up and.
You want to make sure you have the proper understanding of the question, because a lot of times it'll be the language.
I do. I've done my homework and then some.
No, not you. The average person. Okay. Everybody. Okay. We all need to make sure we know the language because some questions are confusing.
It's funny because I'm realizing as we are talking about this, that there's a lot of couples who don't vote alike. We are not one of them, though.
Well,
I know couples who don't vote alike. Do you? What?
Hey, what I do in my ballot box, you don't have any idea about. No, I'm pretty sure she knows. Plenty of conversations about it. All right, back to the news. There are lots of
you do like to talk politics and religion, as it were. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, not on the radio. There are lots of, you on the radio, unchecked cannabis products that were once on store shelves. Some businesses got in big trouble for that across the state of Missouri. Now, Missouri's health department is doing more to do quality checks on the cannabis products. A new lab will focus just on that, identifying the levels of cannabinoids present, check for contaminants, which have been a problem. It's something that's already regulated, as you know, but there is clearly a need to do more. The state allocated about $6.2 million for the project, which seems low honestly, for something of that magnitude. So there probably is more to come.
Yeah.
Bank of America
Anytime you
says
say
even
Missouri,
upper
I'm
class
pretty
earners.
convinced. Are you hearing me? I said, anytime you say Missouri, I'm convinced that you are going to be on the ballot next year because only politicians say Missouri. Only politicians.
Well, they will say, politicians in the state will say Missouri and Missouri in the same day in different
Based on
places.
where they are. I know, but most of them say Missouri in Southwest Missouri. So anytime you say it, I feel like, have you not told me this big secret that you're going to be running for political office next year?
No, I do it to annoy Lisa Rose. That's my one and only reason. It gives me pleasure to annoy Lisa Rose. Turns out she's easily annoyed.
She is not.
Yes, she is.
She is not.
She called me an idiot one time.
Sat next to a child for 20
Listen
years.
to this. Here's a funny story. The first time that I saw Lisa get really angry with me, and we were talking about she loves
It was
Elvis.
when she fell and you laughed at her?
No, she loves Elvis. And at one point, and I don't love Elvis. I think he's an interesting story, an interesting figure in our history, pop culture. But I'm not a big fan of the music. So I said to Lisa, I said, you know what? He just doesn't have a good voice. And she looked at me with disdain. I mean, coming out of her pores. And she looked at me and she said, "You're an idiot." And I love that so much. I got a few more of those idiot comments out of her over the years.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite one, was the very first one, because I thought, you know what? If viewers could see you now, Lisa Rose, now they would know.
Lisa is a professional, though, and she had to sit next to you with your 6th grade humor.
Well, we had fun.
Yeah, she's a good
But I
time.
do love when Lisa calls me an idiot. She never called me an idiot for saying Missouri, but it did aggravate her. So that's why I do it. And now you know the rest of the story.
Now you know the rest of the story, as they say. Moving on. Go ahead.
Back to the news. Bank of America says even upper class earners are struggling right now. In fact, more of them report being paycheck to paycheck. BOA says about a fifth of U.S. households that earn more than $150,000 a year report that they are broke until the next paycheck comes in. That's a problem. Inflation on groceries, higher mortgage rates, increased utility bills are all to blame. Everything that we buy, I mean, cars these days, everything is just, it adds up to leave people with not much money left in their bank account. So, well.
All right. Speaking of high prices, another grocery retailers jumping in on the more affordable Thanksgiving meal offering. We told you about Walmart's offering last week, and now Target says that they too are offering a meal deal for the holiday. For a family of 4, Target is offering a 10-pound frozen turkey, potatoes, canned green beans, cream of mushroom soup, stuffing, and gravy for $20. So a family of 4 for $20. What was Walmart's? I think Walmart's was like a family of 10 for $50.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Is that what we said?
I think I was here when you did that story.
You might not have been. I think I'm right on that. You'll have to price check on Prune Juice, Bob.
Well,
that's on you. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I wish I could remember off the top of my head, but I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was right.
I'm glad they're thinking about families like that and trying to make meal deals that make it affordable for people. That's needed.
Yeah.
A lot of people are struggling.
All right. So high prices, yes, on everything, as we have just recapped. But this is the time for Salvation Army to shine, because they often step in to help families in need. And this year's no different. The Angel Tree program is right now accepting applications. So if buying a gift for your child, this is for the children, if that is going to be a struggle this year, you can reach out to Salvation Army and sign up. It is at saangeltree.org. That, of course, stands for Salvation Army. saangeltree.org. And get signed up between now and November 8th. And there's some income criteria. Also, they can't take everybody. So there is a cutoff because it depends on, their budget, like what they have budgeted for it. But if that is something that could help you this year with your kiddos, then feel free to take advantage of the program. That's why they are there.
Cool. Yeah. Restaurant news. Another chicken chain is making its way to the Ozarks. Dave's Hot Chicken is opening 7 locations across Springfield and Arkansas. I haven't had it, but I like the sound of it. No word yet on exactly where Dave's Hot Chicken will be setting up shop across the area. But I can tell you they already operate more than 200 stores. So they're doing something right over there.
Yeah.
At Dave's.
I feel like I've heard of them, but I think maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Hot Cluckers or something. Dave's Hot Chicken. It just sounds familiar. But then I was like, I don't know where I would have had that.
Hot chicken is a popular thing now. Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah, they have some stores in Nashville. So I do know that. Maybe that's why. Maybe we went. Anyway. Okay, don't forget about the contest. It is going on right now. And you can get signed up at aroundtheozarks.com. Scroll down to Branson Bowl. It is week 10 of Branson Bowl, and we have been giving away tickets to the games at Arrowhead and also signed merchandise. And this week, our winner will get a signed jersey from Isaiah Pacheco.
Cool.
Pacheco. I know I got to practice his name. I do like that name, though. Isn't that a great name? Anyway, there you go. He is our featured player this week, and you will also get some custom gear from the Branson as the official vacation destination of the Kansas City Chiefs. So take home a signed jersey, some custom gear, and Ethan, hit them with a keyword.
The keyword is boating.
No. You are overmodulated. You need to turn down your volume, back up a little bit.
The keyword is boating.
Better. It's really not you know what? As it turns out, it could be my speakers. I think you did a great job.
Well,
it's probably my speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, the keyword is boating. You go out on a boat for the day, you're going boating.
There you go, everybody. I hope you play. Somebody's got to win, and it's a good time. Okay, I think that's it. Anything else that you would like to add, sir? We are 1 week away from Election Day. You got anything?
I don't think so. I just can't believe it's Halloween and an Election Day.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to tune into Abby Dyer today because rain is something that we need.
I don't know which night's going to be more frightful. Potentially. Okay. All right. Are we done? That it?
I think that's it. Yeah,
All
but
right.
Stay tuned for Abby Dyer is my point.
Say goodnight, Gracie. That's when you go, good night, Gracie. It's an old joke. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Rescue Towing, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. It is another warm start across the Ozarks. Morning temperatures on this Tuesday are in the mid-60s. You can dress for summertime today. It is going to be a warm afternoon once again with highs making their way into the middle 80s. I have more sunshine in the forecast and more strong winds. They're out of the south and gusting to 40 miles an hour once again. So another windy day, another warm day, and one where we could get close to some record-breaking temperatures with numbers nearly 20 degrees above typical highs this time of the year. It's unseasonably warm across the Ozarks, and there's a cold front draped back across the northern plains. That's going to come into play in the Ozarks tomorrow, and we've got a pattern shift ahead tomorrow. So if you love the summertime temperatures, the windy conditions, soak it up today, because today is the last day of it before we switch and see much, much cooler conditions take way as we head through the rest of the week. Highs for today, mid 80s. I have 84 degrees again in Springfield. Once again, it comes with a very strong south wind, gusting to 45 miles an hour at times. Wind advisories in place well back to our west, and I expect that we're going to see some very warm temperatures. Also, high fire danger in the Ozarks. That's the bad thing with these warm temperatures. Also, the windy conditions are going to be taking off a lot of our beautiful fall leaves that we are really kind of seeing peak color across the region. And the winds are going to be very strong, taking down a lot of the leaves today. So make sure you get your looking in before we see the wind settle down a little bit. Also, rain in the forecast with a pattern change as we head into tomorrow. We are also going to see widespread rain return to the Ozarks tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. With that comes a chance for a few strong storms as well. What we know for tomorrow, atmosphere is going to be conducive for showers and thunderstorms, likely in the late afternoon and early evening hours. Some storms do have the potential to be strong. So keep this in mind as we head into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. I know there are a lot of activities going on because of Halloween coming up. Thankfully, we're not expecting severe weather on Halloween, but I do think we could have some strong storms, particularly along and west of Highway 65 as we head into Wednesday afternoon. Not only that, but we are also talking about some active weather across the country today. Moderate to heavy snowfall happening for parts of the northern and central Rockies today. Temperatures are 20 to 30 degrees above average for us here in the Ozarks and for huge portions of the plains and the Mississippi Valley. It's not feeling like fall anywhere. We also have this risk of severe storms. I already mentioned the risk, especially for the western Ozarks tomorrow, but also this exists for portions of the upper and middle Mississippi Valley and the central and southern plains. It's from that same cold front that I mentioned is draped across the northern plains today. So active weather is going to be moving into our region tomorrow as well. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. True or false was the question yesterday. True or false? It has never snowed on Halloween in Springfield, Missouri. Do you think that is true or false? Well, it's actually a false statement. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it didn't happen. The year was 1951. Springfield picked up 0.6 inches of snow. It didn't amount to anything on the ground because ground temperatures were still so warm. We did not have a frozen ground, but it has been cold enough to snow in the Ozarks. Not going to snow this year for you. However, I think we will hold on to some lingering rain showers on Thursday morning. At least at this point, it looks like we'll be dry for trick-or-treat time, though. So that's good news. Another Halloween-themed question for you in tomorrow's Brain Twister. Before pumpkins, which root vegetable did the Irish and Scottish carve on Halloween? And the options are A, potatoes, B, carrots, C, radishes, or do you think it was D, turnips? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. By the way, also at the website, go there, click on the weather tab, and I've got you covered hour by hour forecast up to the minute all day long. Very important as we are seeing a pattern change now. Got to pay attention to the forecast with those storms in the way of our 7-day forecast. High temp today in the mid 80s, 84 degrees. We drop tomorrow near 80. By Thursday, we're talking a high temp only in the low 60s. Looking chilly on Halloween. Thank you so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. And thank you to our sponsors, Rescue Towing, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. Have a great day. Chat again tomorrow.